Who was behind my door? This happened to me about 3 years ago, but every time I tell it, I get chills. So one night, while at my parents' house, I went to my room and got ready to sleep. When I was already in bed, I heard a knock at the door. I just asked who it was. About a minute passed, and they knocked again. I answered and said, "Come in." It had to be one of my parents, but no one opened the door, and I was too tired to go and answer it. About 3 minutes passed, and they knocked again, but this time they called my name. I swear I heard my mom's voice, but it was in a serious tone, and it was my name. She always calls me by my nickname. So I got up and was about to open the door, but I felt something strange. So behind the door, I yelled, "What's wrong, Mom? What do you need?" But no one answered, so I went back to bed. Then, after about 3 minutes, she knocked again, louder, and called me by my name again. I think something had happened and she wanted me to come. I opened the door, but no one was there. I went downstairs to my parents' room and asked them what had happened and why she hadn't come by, speaking to my mom. She said, "Nothing, why?" I explained everything that had happened and she said, "I never went. I've been in my room for an hour and I haven't left anywhere." My parents said maybe it was just an echo, but that was too much to be just that. My brother told me, "You should never invite an entity in. That's why they knock. You should never tell them to come in." I said, "But it sounded like Mom. I swear it was her voice." Then he told me that there are entities that do that. Later, I started seeing TikToks about someone calling their mom, and then suddenly their mom appears and stops them from going towards the voice because it wasn't her. Have you heard of these entities? And do you know what they're called? Should I be worried? So that is the end of the story, who was behind my door. And first off, I want to say all credit goes to the author of these stories, and if you're interested in reading it for yourself, I will have all the links in the description below. But this story gave me chills when I read it because it sounds very similar to a lot of TikToks that I've seen myself, and sounds a lot like things that could be called mimics, where they will mimic you basically. So in the story, they did say that this happened 3 years ago, and everything that I read, that's all the story. So I don't know if things kept happening after this or if it just stopped right there. So I'm definitely curious to know what you guys think this is. What do you think could have happened? Do you think it was a mimic? Do you think it was... Honestly, I have no idea, because I don't think it could be your imagination, and I don't think it could be an echo, especially if something's knocking consistently. Regardless, if you do like these videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way you'll be the first to know when my new video drops. My name is Natalie, and I will see you guys in the next video.